Hi, welcome to Election Day Yoga. Hope you've voted, or maybe this is a class that you would take before you voted, even. And for today's practice, all you would need is a mat, of course, but a blanket would be good, as would some blocks, maybe. I have a bolster that I might use as well. And we're just going to begin today's class in an easy seated pose, Sukhasana. So maybe sitting on the edge of that blanket. In an easy seated pose with the ankles placed one in front of the other. You sit on the edge of the blanket to help tilt the pelvis forward, which frees the spine so we can lengthen. And letting the shoulders drop down the back. And the palms can be down on the thighs to feel more grounded. And the top of the spine is reaching up towards the heaven, lengthening the neck, drawing the chin slightly into the throat. And then maybe bringing the eyes to a close. Bring your attention within. And just drawing your awareness to your regular breath, your natural breath, however you might be breathing today. And just noticing your inhale. Noticing your exhale. Ideally, you want to be breathing through the nose unless you're congested. But otherwise, just witnessing how you're breathing on this Tuesday. Noticing the length of your inhale versus your exhale. Perhaps noticing the expansion of the belly, the inhalation. And contraction of the belly on the exhalation. And perhaps noticing the temperature of the air as it comes in and out of the nostrils. Simply riding the waves of your breath. And while you're here, paying attention to your breath, seeing if you can simultaneously expand your awareness to include your entire physical body. So just giving yourself a little bit of a body scan from the head to the toes. Noticing any sensations in the body. Any slight aches or pains that might be going on. Physical tension. Maybe just the sensation of your skin's reaction to the temperature in the room you're in. Feeling of your clothes on your skin. Your sense of comfort or discomfort in the posture. And just letting the sensations in the body, along with your awareness of the breath, and tie those two things together to help ground us and anchor us here in the practice today. Bring the palms of the hands together, Anjali Mudra at the heart center. And just take a moment here to set a dedication or an intention for your practice. Maybe a dedication to someone or something. Or perhaps setting an intention, something you'd like to achieve or let go of about your practice today. And once your intention or dedication's been set, we'll just take a deep conscious inhale through the nose and follow with a deep conscious exhale through the mouth. And with a deep inhale through the nose. And a deep exhale through the mouth, maybe with a sigh. And slowly opening the eyes. Welcome again. And we'll just inhale the hands up to the ceiling. And on an exhale, we're just going to lean to the left. Just bringing that left hand down, keeping the right arm up. Come to spider fingers, the palm on the floor. Keep both sit bones grounded. Leaning over to the left a little bit. Every inhale, lengthening the spine. Every exhale, leaning a little further over. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, leaning over. Inhale, coming back up, hands to the sky. On exhale, we're leaning to the right. Just taking the right hand down to the ground. Keep both sit bones grounded. Breathing into the left side of the ribcage now. Inhale, lengthening. And every exhale, leaning a little further over. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, leaning. And we'll inhale back up to the center. Just do a little shoulder rolling up and back. And the shoulder rolling forward. Maybe both ways at once a little bit. And then just dropping the head to the right or the left. And then chin to the chest. And then to the right. To the center. And to the left. Center. All right. Inhale, coming back up. And now reaching the hands back up to the ceiling. And on exhale, we're going to twist to the left. So taking that left hand behind you, making a little second spine. Taking the right hand to that left knee. Just a little gentle twist. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to the center, hands high. And on exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Taking that left hand to the right knee. Every inhale, lengthening the spine a little bit. Every exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Inhaling back to the center, taking the arms back high to the ceiling. And on the exhale, just bringing them down in front of you. And walking forward a little bit, just melting forward. A little forward fold, not too far. You don't want to, if you come so far forward that your sit bones have come off your blanket, then you've rolled too far forward. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, melting. And inhale, walking the hands back in, walking them back behind you. Opening the heart a little bit. Taking a little bit of a baby back bend. Keeping control in the neck, so you're not just flinging the head back, but you're definitely opening up the throat, opening up the heart, opening up the third eye, crown of your head, all the top chakras. Breathing here. And inhaling, coming back up. We're going to roll over onto our hands and knees. The table position, maybe using that blanket you were sitting on, maybe opening it up once. So there's going to be some padding under the knees, not required. Might feel good. You have your blocks nearby. And you want your wrists below the shoulders, your knees below the hips. And then just finding some organic movement here. So maybe just shifting side to side. Maybe take us a figure eight. Maybe coming almost back to child's pose, almost forward. Into cobra. Maybe just wiggling around side to side. Whatever it might be. We'll find stillness. We'll take the big toes together, knees out to the edge of the mat, or the edge of the blanket, and shift the hips to the heels. Find your way back to child's pose. Resting here in child's pose, forward to the ground. The child's pose is a great place to go if at any point in the practice today you need a break. You've done too many downward dogs. Maybe you stood in a really long line and you need a break. This is a great place to go. You can always grab your bolster, you can take your bolster between your knees. Here, for like a restorative pose, but we're not going to be here that long. So maybe just find the forehead on the ground. And just checking in with how you're breathing here. And then really pressing into the palms of your hands, which are up over your shoulders. We're going to curl the toes under. We're going to lift the hips up and back. Lifting the knees off the ground. Finding yourself in an inverted V shape, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling your feet. Taking your downward dog for a walk. Really pressing then the heels into the ground. Blossoming the sit bones up and back. Lengthening the spine. Externally rotating the upper arms. Internally rotating the lower arms. The torso is reaching back to the thighs. It might never get there as the heels reach to the ground. Maybe transitioning here to your Ujjayi breath. So slightly constricting the back of the throat. And imagining the R sound at the end of the word whisper with your mouth closed. And slowly we're going to begin to take little tiny baby steps forward. Little meditate, little walk forward. And then you reach the top of the mat. You're just hanging out here in a ragdoll pose. And you can bend the knees if the lower back is achy. The arms can hang. You reach for opposite elbows. You can even interlace your hands behind your back if you'd rather. And just letting the neck hang. And just beginning to sway a little bit from side to side. Bending one knee and then the other. Then we'll come to stillness. Letting go of the elbows if you're holding onto the elbows, and we'll all bend our knees and begin to stack. Vertebra on top of vertebra, slowly unfurling the spine, the head and the neck of the last to lift. Finding your way to Tadasana, your mountain pose, at the top of your mat if you're not already there. Relaxing the shoulders, palms are forward. You're grounding down to the center of the earth, and the top of the head is reaching up towards the heaven. Breathing here. We'll inhale the hands to the heart center. And exhale. Inhale, reach the hands up high. And on exhale, swan dive, moving forward. We'll inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, folding forward. We'll inhale, reverse for swan dive. Take our arms all the way back up to the ceiling. And exhale your hands to the heart center. Inhale, reach the hands up again. Swan dive. Retrace the midline, hold forward. This time, maybe finding your blocks. We're just going to step that right foot back. Maybe find your way past your blanket. We'll reach that right foot far back, so it's like pressing the heel of it is pressing into an imaginary wall behind you. That front knee is over the front ankle. And you're using the block so that your sternum is open. You can breathe here. Once you've got your alignment all set up, maybe beginning to wiggle a little bit forward and back. Waking up the hips and the hamstring. It can be a big movement, it can be a small movement. And then come to stillness in that low lunge, and we'll slowly lower that right leg to the ground. And from here, we're going to bring our hands to that left thigh, or maybe reach the arms up high. And hang out here, sinking the hips forward, lengthening the spine, opening the heart. And on your next exhale, we're going to bring our hands back down to those blocks. We're going to shift the hip back, the toes, spin our way to a half monkey, Hanumanasana. Every inhale, we're going to lengthen the spine. Every exhale, hinge forward a little bit. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bring that foot back down to the ground. Fingers and toes again. And we're just going to step that left foot back. This time to a plank. So shoulders over the wrists. Body long, engaged. And next, we're going to drop the knees, elbows to the ribs. Chaturanga, half chaturanga. Lowering the belly, opening the heart. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. On exhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, taking 3 deep Ujjayi breaths here in this downward facing dog. You can always drop to child's pose if you'd rather. Check in with your alignment for your downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up and back. And on exhale, step that right foot forward, finding your blocks again. Finding your low lunge on the other side now. So finding that right knee over the right ankle. The left leg is long, left heel pressing into an imaginary wall. Sternum is free so you can breathe. And once your alignment is all together, just beginning to wiggle a little bit. Waking up the hips, waking up the hamstrings. Come to stillness. Next time you're in your low lunge, and slowly lower that left knee down to the ground. You want your blanket under that knee. And again, you can take your hands just to that forward thigh. Hang out here in your low lunge, lizard lunge, or maybe bring your palms a little bit up to the sky. Still sinking the hips forward, opening the heart, lengthening the spine. Surrendering to the will of the universe. And on exhale, we'll bring those hands back down to the earth. Take that right hip back a little bit. left hip over that left knee. We're going to take the toes of the right foot off the ground. Finding half Hanumanasana on this side. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, folding, hinging the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring the fold up. Back to the ground, lining up fingers and toes again. I'm just going to step that right foot back to the plank again. Exhale, maybe taking a full chaturanga now, or maybe another half chaturanga. Elbows to the ribs either way. Finding your back bend now. Might be an upward facing dog now. Might be just another cobra. And exhale, lifting the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep giant breaths. Maybe taking the time to remove that blanket if you like. Inhale, and left leg up and back. Exhale, we're just going to step that left foot forward. And then right foot forward to meet it. Folding forward. Inhale, reverse the swan back, all the way up. Exhaling hands to the heart center. And we'll just play with the balancing pose here. Could be eagle pose. Okay. So just begin by shifting our weight into that left foot. Let's take that right leg over the left, knee on top of knee, sinking the hips. You can either mirror the legs with your arms, or maybe just come to arm's length with the hands. Sinking the hips, you could also just give yourself a big hug here. Get a few breaths here. If you fall out of your eagle pose, you can just slowly take flight again. And then inhale, coming back up. You shake out that balancing leg. And we'll just take it on the right side. So again, pouring our weight into the right foot. And then wrapping that left leg around the right. And again, you just bring the palms of the hands together. Give yourself a hug. Or you can also mirror your legs with your arms. Reach for opposite palms. Sinking the hips either way. Lengthening the spine either way. You get it to fall out. Just come back in. Inhale, come back up. Shaking out that standing leg. And just finding our way back to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, swan dive. Falling forward again. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, we're going to step back to plank. Exhale, maybe a full chaturanga now. Inhale, opening the heart. Exhale, lifting the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to reach that right foot up and back. Bend the knee, opening up the hip a little bit. On exhale, we're going to take that right foot forward. We're going to pivot that left heel in. Just sweep up, find your way up to warrior one. Warrior one, the feet are in opposite lanes of traffic. You're grounding down to that left heel. Heart is open. Maybe giving yourself a little self-assist. So the left hip can go forward and the right hip can go back. Breathing here. And then we'll inhale the hands to the heart center. And on the exhale, we're going to open that left foot, left hip. Arms wide, the feet are perpendicular now. Your drishti is out over your right fingertips. Shoulders relaxed. Breathing here. And we'll flip the palm of that right hand to the ceiling. On inhale, take it up to the ceiling, reversing your warrior. Heart reaching up to that right hand. Breathing here, that right knee is still over the right ankle. On your next exhale, we're just going to bring that right elbow to the right thigh. Left arm is over the left ear. Hanging out here in your extended side angle. And you can hang out here if you want to play with a little more of a balancing pose. You find a half moon with a block. If you have a block, taking the block to the outside right of the pinky toe, shifting your weight with that foot. Taking that left hip over the right hip. Keeping that back foot engaged. Maybe reaching that left hand to the ceiling. Hanging out here for as long or short of time as you like. We'll ultimately find our way back to that extended side angle. And then bring it back down. Inhaling back up to warrior two. And from here, we're just going to cartwheel down, lining your fingers and toes. Stepping that right foot back to meet the left. Finding your flow, finding your chaturanga. Maybe your up dog, maybe your cobra. And then back to downward facing dog. 3 giant breaths. You can always take the child's pose here if you'd rather. And after your third breath, inhaling that left leg up, bending the knee, opening up the hip. On the exhale, we're going to step that left foot forward. And we're going to bring the heels of the right foot down, feet in opposite train tracks, evening out the hips. You can always readjust the feet. You want your foundation to be good. Opening up the heart. Finding your warrior one. And once you're in a pose, you can always readjust. You don't have to be frozen like a statue. And then just breathing here. Pinkies turned into the temples. And inhaling the hands to the heart center. On exhale, we're going to open up the feet. So now the feet are perpendicular. That left knee is still over the left ankle. Arms are wide, parallel to the ground. The shoulders are relaxed. And your drishti is out over the fingertips of the left hand. Breathing here in your Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2. We'll flip the palm of that left hand to the ceiling, and on the inhale, take it up to the ceiling. Peaceful warrior, reverse your warrior. Breathing here. And on your next exhale, we're just going to bring that left elbow to the left thigh. Right arm is over the right ear, one long line of energy from the right fingertip to the right side of the right foot. Breathing here. Then you can hang out here for longer. Or if you play with half moon on the other side, you want those half moon on this side. Again, take a block, maybe a water bottle, maybe a book. The outside of the left toes, taking that right hip over the left hip. That foot is engaged. It's like you're a Garfield on the side of a minivan window. Breathing here. Body expanding in all kinds of directions. And again, only hanging out in half moon for as long as you like. Whenever you're ready, you can find your way back to your extended side angle. You can come back with control. Hanging out here. But you can stay longer in half moon if you want. And then we'll come back down, extended side angle. We'll inhale up. Warrior two again. Exhale, we're going to cartwheel around. Stepping that left foot back, plank. Exhale, your chaturanga could be half, could be full. Inhaling, opening the heart. And exhaling. Back to downward facing dog. And then lowering the knees gently to the ground. Big toes together, hips to the heels. Finding child's pose, wisdom pose. Resting, surrendering here to the will of the universe for a moment. Just listening to the breath. And then we'll inhale, come back up. Maybe finding your blanket. And the blanket under the knees. And two options here. Either a supported hero's pose. So putting two blocks. Hanging out here. Could be starting in a regular hero's pose as well. We're going to play with camel pose. This is our heart opener, back bend. So it could be a baby camel coming up under the knees. And you can keep the toes curled under or the feet flat on the ground. Inhale, swimming the arms up over the head. Maybe they just find the kidneys. Maybe they find the heels. You need the heels to be closer. You can move the balls of the feet, raise the heels a little bit. You can even take a block and put a block between the thighs. Keep those thighs engaged. And then you're reaching out to the upper back more likely. Reach the arms up over the head. Finding your way back to your kidneys. Maybe back to one heel. You take in turns with one heel or another. You could also just hang out in your hero's pose. Hang out in a baby camel. Maybe just 2 or 3 more breaths. And after the third breath, taking our way back down to our hero's pose. The great thing about hero's pose is it just puts your spine in perfect alignment. Maybe taking a moment here to close the eyes again. Checking again in with that intention or dedication you set at the beginning of class. Noticing your breath. And then opening the eyes. Moving the blocks. Just coming on to hands and knees again. We'll inhale and reach that right left arm up to the sky. Go on, exhale, we're just going to thread that needle coming down onto the right side of the face, right shoulder. You can take that left foot out to the edge, off the mat. A little deeper twist. Giving yourself a little neck massage here. Neck massage with the floor. unravel all the way back up and bring it back down. And the left arm out. On the exhale, we're going to thread that left arm under. Coming down onto the left ear, left shoulder, left side of the neck. Maybe coming up onto the ball of that right foot. A little deeper twist. Every inhale, lengthening the spine. Every exhale, twisting a little deeper. Little inhale, unravel, reach for the sky on this hand. Inhale back down to the ground. And we're just going to curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Reaching that right foot back to three-legged dog. Bend the knee, opening up the hip. Breathing here. And we're going to slowly bring the lower half of that right leg forward. Setting up for a pigeon pose here. Maybe keeping that blanket back there. Under the left knee, maybe grabbing a block for under that right hip. Maybe grabbing the other block for under the forehead. You can also take this pose on your back if it bothers your knee. In like a figure four variation. And then you can either be upright for the back bend, or if you're ready for some more resting, bringing the forehead down to the block. And just hanging out here, breathing. Scanning the body for sensations. And we hold a lot of emotions in our hips, seeing if you can find those emotions and just letting them go. You can hang out here in your sleeping pigeon for longer. If you want to play with dove, just bend that back leg, reach back for that left ankle, opening the heart towards the front of your mat. Breathing here. Letting go of dove. You can be waking up from your pigeon if you're in the sleeping variation. I'm just going to curl those back toes under. Reach that right leg back. Now we're facing dog, maybe pedaling the feet a little bit more. Then we're going to launch that left foot off the ground. Bend the knee, opening up the left hip. On the exhale, we're going to bring that lower half of the left leg forward. Just sitting up for your pigeon on this side. Maybe getting upright if you'd like. Or finding a block for under your third eye. Sleeping here, you can also put a block under that left hip if it's high up off the ground. And then just surrendering here to the pose and listening to the breath. Notice any emotions that might be on this side. You might notice the longer you hold the pose, the more you can melt into it. And again, if you stay here longer, if you want the sleeping pigeon, if you want to play with dove, you can come up. And that right knee this time, reaching back to the right ankle. Just opening the heart in front of the room. Breathing here. Sinking the hips. Lengthening the spine. Creating space. And letting go of your dove, your ankle. You're waking your pigeon up. Coming up. We're just going to shift over onto the left hip now. And take that right leg around. Right our way. Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let's play with the Sutta Baddha Konasana. So bring our way into our back. Maybe taking that blanket and putting it underneath the spine. Taking these blocks. Putting them under the thighs. Soles of the feet together. And just finding our way. Slowly, gracefully onto that blanket. You can also do this with no props at all. And then maybe bringing the hands to rest on the belly to listen to the breath. You also have your arms out to the side if you'd rather. And again, just scanning the body for sensations here. Listening to the breath. Listening to the sounds in your environment. Sounds in your room. Outside your room. Inside your body. Letting the sounds you hear help to ground you or anchor you in the moment. And then slowly removing the blocks, rolling off the blanket. Remove the blanket. Back onto the spine. And draw the knees in. We're just going to shift the hips to the left and drop the knees to the right. Keeping the shoulders grounded, we'll just peer over the left shoulder. Using your right hand to give yourself a little self-assist. You recline, twist. And letting go of that left leg. Shifting back through the center, taking the hips to the right. So lower the knees to the left. Keeping both shoulders grounded. Giving yourself a little self-assist with your left hand under that right thigh as you peer over your right shoulder. Breathing here. Letting go. That right leg, hips evening out, lengthening the spine long. We're going to just draw the knees in, maybe finding up and asana, or if you'd like to find happy baby, you can reach for those big toes. Either way, we're going to rock side to side, giving the kidneys a massage. And whenever you're ready, you can lengthen the legs long. If you have a bolster nearby, or maybe that blanket that goes under your spine, you can put that blanket underneath the knees, or just above the knees, under the upper legs. And then just rolling the shoulders under. Lift the head off the ground, lengthen the neck. Lower the head back down to the ground. And just finding your final resting pose, Shavasana. Absorbing the benefits of your practice today. And release. And melt into the floor. Letting go of any special ujjayi breathing you might have had going on. Just returning back to that natural breath. You can continue to scan the body for sensations, or maybe letting that go for a little bit if you want. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you like, but if you need to get going, maybe you need to go vote, wherever it might be. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the body, deepening your breath. And then wiggling fingers and toes, ankles and wrists, and dropping the head to the left and the right. And we're just going to slowly, mindfully, languidly make our way over to one side, whatever's your favorite side, finding a fetal position, seedling pose. Those are new beginnings. Just take a moment here to check in with how you're breathing now versus the beginning of class. And when you feel ready, no need to rush, maybe keeping the eyes closed a moment longer. Just slowly find our way back up to where we began. That easy seated pose, Sukhasana. Ankles placed one in front of each other. Palms of the heart and Anjali Mudra. And we'll close today's practice with one chant of Om. Join with me if you like. Take a cleansing breath first, just taking a deep inhale through the nose. And a deep exhale through the mouth. And then inhaling to Om. Opening the eyes. Namaste. Thanks for coming to election yoga this morning, and I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Don't forget to vote, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.